Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? And welcome back to the channel. Yesterday I had told you that I was going to be doing the transmission fluid and the diff fluid. Well, they did not have the transmission fluid in stock that I wanted, so I had to order it. It should be here probably today. I have not heard from them yet, but while I was there, I did pick up some new brake pads for the rear, and I already have my Hot Shots diff fluid. So I'm going to go ahead and get that changed out and see what that diff looks like. I've driven the truck maybe about 15-20 miles. Have not heard anything out of the differential, so that is a good thing. I do have, I'm glad I just thought of that. I do have my additive I got to put in there along with the 4 quarts of the diff fluid. These Hot Shots is a severe gear. It is a 95, or I'm sorry, it's a 75/90, and it is a full synthetic diamond palo, just like what I put in the engine of this truck, the engine of the Caddy, and the engine of my second gen sitting over there on the other side of the house. So if you guys have not already done so, check out Hot Shots. First link in the description. And anytime you're there, use my coupon code CM73 at checkout, and you guys will get a 5% discount. If you haven't already done so and you're new to the channel, please subscribe, become part of the family, hit that bell notification, and that way you're notified anytime I upload a video. There. With all that out of the way, let's get busy. So anyway, that I have not heard anything out of it yet. And I just, you know, I don't know the history of it, so therefore, just like the truck, I've changed all the fluids in it thus far, except for the trans fluid. I was hoping, I was dragging my feet just a little bit, and I was hoping Hot Shots would release their transmission fluid. The Synchro Max I have in it, but they have not yet, so I did go with the next best thing, and it should be here hopefully today, actually, that you're watching this video that I uploaded yesterday or whatever, you got it. So it's not here yet, so I'm not even going to show you what I got. I did not buy AMSOIL. You guys see AMSOIL on Cameron's channel, Everything Diesel, and on Pure Panorama channel. On Pure Panorama's channel, Josh and Cameron, they blow you guys up with AMSOIL. I have not used it yet on this truck. I did use it on my second gen, but I have not used it on this truck yet, and I'm gonna try not to. Not that there's anything wrong with the AMSOIL product. I'm just gonna try and do something different and see what else out there works besides what I usually blow you guys up with, and that's Hot Shots. And I have had nothing but success and good luck with Hot Shots, so that's why I continue to use it. Anyway, moving on. I also picked up brake pads, like I said, and then I picked up the piece that I need to finish up the emergency brakes, which is this little connector. I don't know how much it was, but I needed one, and that is for what's in this box here. See, I got boxes. There, that big box besides the brake parts box. All those, they need to go on a truck yet. This is the adjuster for the emergency brake cable. So I'd like to see if I can't get this on and get those working also. And this piece is what I needed, and that's what was holding me up there. And O'Reilly actually had those in stock. So anyway, like I had said, I don't know what it is. This truck, I don't know if it was options. I don't know what it is. If somebody else out there knows, hit me up in the comment section and let me know. These calipers here, from my best search, is for what I found was on a single wheel. These are the calipers that come off of my dually. So I don't know if I'm going to be switching over to these calipers. I have the option because I have the brackets and I have the calipers, or leave these calipers on. I don't know if it's the same shoes or not, or the same pads. So I picked up pads for a 3500. I'm going to guess they probably are the same pad, and we're just going to use them in here and hope all is well. But it's a 13 millimeter to get that diff cover off, and let's start getting that draining. All right, at first glance, everything looks pretty good. It does look like there is maybe quite a bit of wear on these gears. Luckily enough, I do have that Yukon ring and pinion if I need to change it, but for right now, I think we're just gonna run this. But I am getting a lot of wear on the surface of this ring gear. The backlash seems like it's all right. I had checked it a little bit. I didn't put my gauge on it, but it feels like it's good. Tone gear looks like all the teeth are there. But to be honest with you, I have never saw green gear oil. Now, I don't know what it is. It smells like it's burnt, but it smells, don't really smell like gear oil, but I'm glad I'm changing it. I'm glad I'm getting it out of there. I'm going to go ahead and spray everything out. I do have the front of the truck jacked up to have, when I spray it out, that way everything runs out in my pan. The plug, I've already had that out and wiped it off. The first time I took the plug out, there was just a little bit of metallic resin on there, not much. But as far as the oil, it doesn't look like or appear to be very metallic-y. But I won't know that 100% until I clean out or dump the pan in one of my bottles. Now this cover does call for a gasket. I am not going to put the gasket back in place. I'm going to use RTV because this gasket is $50 and I just couldn't justify spending 50 bucks on this gasket when some black gasket maker for $5 works just as good. All right, I got everything cleaned up and ready to go back together. As you saw, that's one thing I didn't show you last time when I changed the diff fluid in my blue truck over there, the second gen. I go through and I blow all those holes out, make sure they're nice and clean, and allow for that bolt to go all the way in and give even pressure around the lid here. If you did have oil in there, that could cause that bolt to hydraulically stop, basically. What it's going to do, it's going to put a load against the head of the bolt and the inside of the bolt housing, and it'll actually cause that bolt to stop and not allow it to seat properly on the outside of the diff cover. So that's one thing that I did not go over last time I changed the diff fluid. So all you gotta do is get my RTV, make my gasket, and get it put back in place. And I still want to get those brakes off tonight and see if they are the right pads, if they're the same pads, whether a dually caliper or a single caliper. I'm not certain. I didn't even think to ask when I was there if they were the same pads. So, and I picked these up from O'Reilly. One thing I wanted to show you too is these pads were 30 bucks. This is their semi-metallic. The next step up was $50, comes with hardware kit. I said, that's fine, give me those. But I said, wait a minute. I said, how much is a hardware kit then? And they said, well, a hardware kit's 8 bucks. So in this hardware kit, I received the boots also, along with the slides. The hardware kit that came with the pads, all you received in that was the slides. So it was $10 cheaper to buy the $30 semi-metallic and the $8.50, I think it was, hardware package. So whenever you go there, and whether it be O'Reilly, Advanced, AutoZone, make sure and ask if you guys opt to go with the brake kit or brake pads, brake shoes, whatever it is that comes with the hardware kit. Make sure and ask what hardware kit it comes with, and then also see what is offered in that hardware kit, and then what the price difference is. That's just something I kind of stumbled upon today. Dumb luck, and I'm glad I did it because it saved me 10 bucks. Anyway, let's get the oil put in there, or get everything closed up so we can get the oil in. I do have my limited slip additive that I do have to put in there, so we'll get that put in along with the oil. All right, those are tight. I'll go around and check them with a wrench instead of hammering on them with the impact or a socket and ratchet, whatever. And then I'll take the plug out. It makes it nice that the bed is actually off, and I can put a funnel in there from the top and dump everything in. Like I said, what I'm going to be using is the Hot Shots with their 7590. It does have the FR3 in it, the friction reducer, and then I just opted and got a bottle, went to my dealer and got a bottle of limited slip from the dealer, and that's my iced tea. That doesn't go in there. Anyway, I'm gonna let that set up just a little bit. I'm gonna go through there and check them, and then I'm gonna start getting these brake pads off of here and see if they're the right ones. All right, I have the passenger side caliper off along with one of the pads, and they do appear to be the same. So I'm just gonna go ahead and run the calipers that are on there. Now, I think for future purposes, in case I'd ever have an issue, I am gonna save those two calipers and those two caliper brackets. I did not compare them to one of these pads to see if they were the same too, because these, I know these came off of a dually rear end. Here's one of the other pads here, and you can see that those are the same too, so they must run the same pads, whether they're a single or a dual, and they just put different calipers on it for some reason. I have no idea why, but there is a lot of meat left on these calipers, but they're just pretty crappy looking. That silencer pad or plate on the back is pretty much gone, so I just went ahead and opted to get new pads. I mean, for 35 bucks, why not? And then also, these are the pads that are on the rear end that I bought, and they are pretty much just about halfway gone, maybe 3/4 of the way gone. So why not, while the bed's off and you don't have to take nothing apart, take the tires off, you can just get at it right there, especially since I don't have the inside duals on. Why not change them now before everything's all put back together? So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and get all put back together, the pistons pushed back in and both sides, and then probably call it a night. Okay, I got everything back together. I didn't film it because I've done brake jobs before, whether it be on this, well, not on this truck yet, but on my second gen, on the Jeeps, on my nephew's Fusion. They're all pretty much standard the same. The only thing I forgot to say or forgot to show is if I'm changing these boots, I take a wire brush and I run it through there and put a little bit of the brake lubrication in there, the brake lube. This is what I use right here. You can pick it up at any part store. I put it on the guides, I put it on the slides, I put it on the threads, the bolts that holds the calipers on. Air leak. And basically I put it all over there, so when you're done, you have a nice loose caliper like that. It slides easily back and forth, just like that. I opted not to turn the rotors this time because there is minimal to no lip on these rotors at all. This one right here is new. You can see it's got some fresh paint on it, just like this caliper on this side is new, but the rotor is not. So they are in really good condition. I just opted not to turn them this time, just to go with it, and we'll see how things turn out. Right here is this oil. Let me grab a light. This is some, I don't know, if you guys know what this is and have ever saw it before, hit me up in the comment section and let me know. This is what this stuff looks like. It almost looks like antifreeze, not oil. Now granted, there is some brake clean in there that I spray the housing out with, so there's a little bit of that mixed in there, but doesn't that look like antifreeze and not gear oil? I have no idea, nor have I ever saw that type of brake or that type of gear oil before, so I don't know. If any of you guys know, hit me up, let me know what it is. To fill that, since I don't have my bed on there, I forgot to hit play, set my camera up and didn't do that. I used the transmission funnel and then just bent it up. So it was right up through here and just dumped it right through the funnel. So that's pretty much it. So hopefully they call me tomorrow and let me know that, there you go, and let me know that my trans oil is in. Other than that, I think that's gonna pretty much do it for tonight. This is the gasket maker that I use for the diff cover. just a black RTV. That's just an extra one I had. And then I always buy extra tips. I never leave the tip on there. I take it off and I put the regular cap on there. And that way it is usually it is pretty good to go. The next time you want to use it, just take the cap off, put the new tip off on it, cut off the designated size that you want, and you should be good to go. So anyway guys, with that, I think I'm gonna go in the house and take a shower and pretty much do nothing the rest of the night. So if you don't mind, hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already done so, and we'll talk to you guys later on. Bye-bye.